Hey everyone, it's M4J here, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, and welcome back to Walsall. Let me just move my microphone a little bit. There we go. That's probably a little bit more comfortable for both me and you. So yeah, welcome back to Walsall. This place is massive. Now, it is growing. Hopefully it continues to grow. I'd love to see it extend out this way as well, but I don't know how feasible that is. I know towns and cities in this game can grow pretty big, but I don't actually know how much of that is organic growth and how much of that is, player manipulation. Usual housekeeping before we start. Once again, voice still weird, so apologies in advance for coughing. Croaky voice, you know the drill by now. You guys know me. And also, what was the other thing I was going to mention? Oh, yes. So, I felt like this game was getting a little too easy. You look at our money right now, as I connect these random streets up to our bypass here. You look at our money right now, we're rolling in it. We've got so much money that I don't even know how I'm going to spend it all. It can very quickly go wrong, and with me at the helm, it will very quickly go wrong. But right now, we've got more money than I know what to do with. But that might not be for much longer, because I have changed the difficulty of the game. So we're no longer playing on easy, we are playing on medium difficulty now, and that is going to make things a little more interesting as we start to progress into the expensive rolling stock and things like that. And speaking of progressing, I'm actually going to set the time here back to ×1 speed, not ×1/4 speed, like we've been playing on up till now. I want to get the big trains out. I want to go for the big boys, and big powerful steam engines and things like that. So we're going to have to get the clock ticking a little bit faster in order for that to happen. Here's a train arriving from Needham Market. Not many passengers on board right now, but that could be about to change, because today, so last time out, we built the yards over here at Walsall. This, by the way, I was really expecting to fill this area a lot more than I ended up doing. So much so that I'm actually tempted to move this whole site to over here, and maybe having another freight thing over here, but I don't know right now. I really did think I was going to fill this more though, so I'm very, very disappointed at how this turned out. But, I can very easily move this. Like, I'll have to bulldoze it and rebuild it, of course, but I feel like I'll be able to move this fairly easily. The main thing is it does work. And also, between episodes, I went and added a connection here as well, so the trains can access it from both sides. I was tempted to get some vanity trains running through here just to justify it existing, but it's fine. We don't have to worry about that. Hey, before that, we built the line here through. I don't know why I went really weird then. That was a funny noise. But yeah, we built the line here through Harwich up to Needham Market, and then it splits. Half the line goes down here to Castleford, which is actually doing a roaring trade right now. Where are people in Castleford actually travelling to? There's a question. Nowhere. Oh, they're Walsall. There are people travelling to Walsall. That's what I was looking for. See if there was actually people using the Needham Market to Walsall line, because it is quite roundabout. When you think there is a direct, or there will be eventually be a direct service between Walsall and Needham Market, I imagine. And yeah, the other half goes through Hessel, Frome, and up to Spalding, which again, this line, it's got passengers. It seems to be doing well. He says, I think, oh, there's a train just come in, so that's probably why there's no one waiting here. Hessel bus station here is actually loaded with passengers right now, so maybe we need to, first of all, I'll add a couple more of these. That'll do, and then we'll have like a large passenger building. Alright, smack there, with a smaller one next to it. There we go. That should create some more space. This is not what I was meaning to do today, by the way. This is completely... Why does that only have... Oh, you're Hessel Annex, that's why. Hessel bus station is over here. Although, I will do that. There we are. That'll do. We still need to work out how to sort out the traffic problem here as well, because there is a big traffic problem. The bypass I built is working to an extent. Well, that being said, where are you going? You're supposed to be going that way, but you haven't redirected yet, I guess. Whatever. Today, we are starting down at Walsall. We're going to build a railway up through Leighton and over here to Seaton. And possibly from Seaton, either down to Trowbridge, where it will connect with this line here, or up to Castleford, where it will connect with this line here. Or better yet, maybe to both. And we'll turn Seaton into a junction station, and we'll reuse the existing stations that are already here, possibly with the addition of extra platforms. That we'll have to see. Are you waiting for timetables? Yeah, and you're running too close, which is going to cause some problems. Oh, it does seem to just be you waiting right now. Although, where are you going? You're going to Trowbridge as well. Okay, that might be another problem for future me to fix. Let's not worry about that right now. Let's start laying some track. So, out of Walsall, there's quite a climb ahead of us. We're going to have some of this in tunnel, but some of this is also going to have to be in cutting. I think Leighton Station is going to be built in this gap here, with the railway coming straight across like this. The reason being is that puts us in a good line to then curve around that way, and I believe we could pass through here and then round towards Seaton. That, I believe, is the plan. Again, we might need a tunnel just at the top bit here. Either that or a viaduct of some kind. But I think once we get to here, it's relatively straightforward. And we can follow the road into Seaton. And again, at Seaton, I think the station will be sort of here out of town, which means moving this bus stop over a street. Which, actually, let's start here, because that sounds like a logical place to go. So I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to place a bus stop here instead, and a new Seaton bus, of which you have stops quite close together actually. So I'm going to do that, and this might end up being a bus station, in fact, over here. But right now, I'm just going to build. We'll go with a 4-tracker. That's fine. Can always add an extra platform if need be, but this is going to be a junction station, so might have to treat it accordingly. And then yeah, here it will split. Half will go to Castleford, and then the other half to Trowbridge. And I think from here we'll actually run direct trains, so it'll be Walsall, Leighton, Seaton, Trowbridge, and then another one that goes up to Castleford, maybe. Although this could end up being just a little shuttle. And again, the more I say that, the more I think that's actually not a bad idea. And we'll add a third platform here at Castleford, but we'll still make it so that trains can access at least 2 platforms. We'll fix that in a second. As for Leighton Station then, I do actually like the idea, instead of cramming it in between 2 streets, if we just did this. And then we did a 2-track. We'll go with a longer station for this one. And we just stuck it here. Now again, because we're actually climbing up at this point, I was tempted to bury this one underground a little bit, like Walsall's. The reason I'm not going to do that, though, is because we are going to have to then get through this. So I think what I'm going to try and do could end up being actually that this railway bridges over the road. If I was able to place this like so, I think I'm actually going to be able to bridge this over the top of this road, maybe. If I was to do something like that, I think that's doable. Let me remove this. I'm going to have to build the road back first, thinking about it. So, actually, let's keep with the one I was using. If I did something like that and then lowered it down. Kind of like that, I suppose. Just want to get the railway in first and then we'll fix this. because that looks ugly as anything right now. Right, so you are going to have a bridge style like that, I'd say. There we are. Right, now to fix this. So first of all, this side. We're going to do this. Like that. And then for this side, we're going to do that. And this street here is going to curve around and connect up like so. I think that looks better, although that looks awful. Let's see if I can fix that as well, because that is really bad. Sometimes this game does very strange things with road placements and stuff like that. Even there you can kind of see it. Yeah. So let's do this. There we go. Now that should now look better. Still got a weird hump in the middle here. I'm not quite sure where that's come from. I don't know if that's just something the game does or if that's something I've done. Still got a weird hump in the middle. Do you know what? It's fine. I don't care. Let's just move on. Otherwise we're going to be here for a full hour again, which I try not to do hour-long videos, and then I end up doing hour-long videos, and you can kind of tell that's not really my intention. Right, let's build a really massive tunnel here. You can see that the track is scrambling to climb up to where it needs to be. You imagine, so where are we now? 1887. If I paused, yeah, I can unpause the game again now. 1887, you can imagine these little tank engines really struggling to climb up these slopes. Do you know what, actually, I'm going to keep you in tunnel. This section. I think I might just keep it in tunnel, there you go, until it emerges. I think that's better. And then we can, from here, follow the road till we get to over there. So I could do something like this. It seems weird, but I'm imagining right now if Walsall does continue to grow, it will cover this area, and maybe we'll end up with like another station here halfway between Walsall and Leighton. We've kind of got some weird speed limits at the end here, so if I was to cut this back slightly, I think this would be better. So that's 72, that's 73. I thought this would go a little bit quicker. Let's try that. It goes to 74 briefly there, but for now that's fine. You can always straighten this up in the future. That is not what I meant to do. You see that it's not long since I finished recording the last episode. I was messing around with parallel tracks. Now I deleted the wrong one. Not be trusted. So yeah, this line is kind of the last of the southern branches for now. There will be more in future. Obviously there's other stations further south of here that we've not extended from yet. But for this little section here, it's certainly the last branch out of Walsall for now. And it is pretty much the last sort of big extension in this area of the map. From now on, all other extensions will be from either heading further north or heading south. Oh, look at that. That is exactly how I wanted this part of the railway to look. Now we can scooch around like this. Do I build a bridge here? No. I want to stay on... Oh, we've actually come in a little bit higher than I thought we would. Again, that's not me reading the contour. That's me not reading the contour lines properly. That's fine. Like that. And then from here, we can curve back this way, and then here we cross the railway. The road. We're the railway. My goodness, I'm having brain farts galore right now. That tram doesn't know what it's doing. Again, we'll do a little road rebuild here, just quickly. So grab you, grab you, grab you. Yes to tram. Always yes to tram. Here we are. Yeah, better. Sweet. And then we're going to go around the grain farm here. Now this actually does create the opportunity to transfer some of these commodities now over to rail instead of tram, which could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. I feel like we could have a little grain train, but that's not necessarily the best thing for this part of the map, because again, you don't want trains doing everything, because there is a place for road and there is a place for ships and things like that. It's not all railways. I know that sounds weird coming from me, but I promise you it's not. Right, so I'm going to build this to here. Like so. And now I know we said about a shuttle. So I'm going to actually turn this into a shuttle, which means removing platform here. And having just a bay platform on this side, and there'll be a similar one at the other end. I am, though, going to have some crossovers here. Just so that trains can access. If we ended up running a shuttle, say, from Walsall up to Seaton as well, it is accessible. There we go. Now, from here, where do we join? I think we join... I can hit play again. I think we come this way and then down this way, and maybe we join up. See, I'm debating whether to just build the same again next to this and not have a connection, which might actually end up being better, but then we have to move all of this. The other option is we build the same again on this side and reroute these trains and have this. See how it kind of snakes here? Have this become the new line that comes this way round, and then build a new pair of tracks for there. And I actually like that idea more. Again, the traffic here is mental. I feel like that's definitely something we are going to have to address in the near future. And transferring stuff to rail is part of that solution. There we go. Just slap that there. I've pressed the wrong button again. Alright, so we want some tracks here. Yeah, I know what it's complaining about. I feel like we do big junctions here still, though. I have to pause the game for a second. Yeah, I feel like we do big junctions here still, though, so that one train can access all 4 platforms. I think that's a cool idea. Yeah, again, I know what it's complaining about. Scroll wheel, please work. Thank you. And do we have underpasses here? Yes, we do. Now, in one of my recent OpenTTD tutorials, you can check them out on the channel. Someone actually came up with an interesting thing, which was in OpenTTD, they like to have a crossover of some description between platforms every 3 to 4 tiles, I believe they said, which is something I hadn't really thought about before, but it's actually a pretty smart idea. When you think about it, 3 to 4 tiles in OpenTTD can be anywhere from like 20 meters to, I think, 50 or 60. So it's a bit ambiguous as to how far apart those crossovers would actually be, but it is good to have crossovers fairly regularly placed. Because, yeah, you want passengers to be able to transfer from one service to another, and that's a pretty decent way of doing it. Alright, so if I do that, and then we'll do the other one coming in, and then we'll build the crossovers. So I'm going to leave the game paused for now. Where's Seaton? Seaton's all the way over here. Seaton's actually a long way away from Trowbridge, so it feels like a really long journey. And even though this map, compared to the last one, I've got a lot more towns, and they feels like they're a lot closer together. But in practice, that's not necessarily the case. Some of them are closer together, but not all of them. I'm going to do it like this. I think that's a good angle, I hope. It would be cool if you could choose to have these offset a little bit as well, actually, but sadly you can't. Maybe, actually, maybe I'll rebuild the road for this. That might be easier. I'll do this. Back to here. And what I'm going to do is build this up like this, connect this to it like so, and then here I'm going to go, well, let's build this one across as well like that, and then yeah, here I'm going to just go straight across like that. That's where a level crossing is going to be, and then this is just going to curve around weirdly like that, and around weirdly like that. There we are. So now this is going to come straight across like so. And we can now get our lovely level crossing in, which looks awesome. Big fan. So you're going to come across and do that, and then here, despite the fact we're going to have a line that branches off this way, and is going to look something like this. So that's heading up to Castleford, and yeah, again, it can follow the road for the majority of it, and then here it will just come up and then loop round. I am still going to, first of all, have a branch that does this, so that we can use both platforms if necessary, but I'm also going to do this for kind of the same reason. I'm just going to double slip that one. There we are. Now, you're still moaning about, yeah, that's fine. We can fix that momentarily. Oops. Turned it on, turned it off. So our target is Trowbridge, which is up there. And we're going to achieve that target by swooping around like this. And then swooping around like this. And from here is a pretty straight line. But when has straight lines ever been fun? So I'm going to swing around this side of the coal mine here. I'm going to keep going this way, which is downhill right now. And then in a little bit, there you go, we're starting to flatten out a bit more. And then over here somewhere, which is pretty flat still right now, which isn't too bad. We'll have another one of those. Have? Bloody hell, I just went really cockney. We'll have another one of those. I mean, I'm from Hertfordshire, and considering there's an H in Hertfordshire, it's two H's in Hertfordshire actually, we don't pronounce them. So we don't say house, we say house, which sounds really weird, particularly if you're not from England or Britain. That does sound pretty weird, but I promise you that's just how we speak. It's a bit like Americans don't say herb, they say herb, which really pees me off, but, you know, some people, it's just colloquialisms, I suppose. So yeah, this is how we're going to build Trowbridge Station now. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. These tracks here are obviously going to be double slips. We're also going to have scissor crossings. One there. And then also one here and one here. Now, why are you... because... probably because of those. No, you still got problems. Oh, it's just the train now. that's fine. We'll sort that out in a minute. Now, I think for the sake of argument here, it might cause traffic and things like that, but I was planning on just having all platforms for all lines, basically, and we'll set that up in the order list as well. I also need to very quickly re-signal this, which I'm going to do using the new home signals that we use. And there will be one here. Auto signal no. There we go. And we might turn this one here into a combined. We'll move it back a little bit as well. There we are. And then I guess this will also be the site of the first signal out. Sure. Do I sort this out now? I guess I do. So at Trowbridge here, you actually come in on platform 1, but we'll have 2, 3, and 4 as your backups. And then for this one, we will get to freight again at some point. It's not an immediate priority, but I would like to get back to it. Maybe next episode, actually, we'll start doing the 4-track stuff. But right now, it's not a huge priority, so I'm not really that worried about it. I just want to get these passenger lines running and create options for passengers. Well, that failed. We'll try that again in a second. Let's come out of Walsall and do... Yeah, we'll come out of Walsall first. Might be a good way of doing it. Okay, it's quite a long tunnel, so... Yeah, that worked. Good stuff. Remove you. I was about to see what's happened here. I forgot about Leighton Station. I like the look of Leighton Station, actually. It's quite a cool looking station. Now, can I do a combined in the tunnel here? It's going to look absolutely awful, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. So you're going to sit there. There should be someone, anyone out there who's more talented than me. It would be really cool if they were to make a mod for semaphore signals, but in tunnels. That would be really helpful for moments like this, really, when you're building with long tunnels and you don't really want to make it look derpy. When you've got a signal sticking through a tunnel wall. Now we have unfortunately got a signal there, the wrong side of the level crossing. So I'm going to do this, and then that's the station there anyway. So I'm going to put a combined. I guess you're going to sit about there. That should be right. And then for this side of things, auto signal on. Yes, please. So you're going to go there. We're going to remove that one quickly. That's all looking good. And then back over here. Oh, actually, not only is that looking good, we actually have the space for the combined. Yeah, swap that one for a combined, and that actually works out pretty well, if you ask me. Same in the other direction. If auto signal decides to work now. Yes. Good stuff. There we are, and then we come over here, and there will be a signal here because I think it just about fits. Like a train could fit here without blocking the level crossing. In future, that will have to move, but that's fine because in future, most of these lines will have either been closed or moved anyway, so that's a-okay with me. And there we go. Right, the final thing then, the Castleford branch, which could well be... I was about to say it could well just be a single train operating it, but I think it will need more. So I love this. It was too much slope, but at the same time, like that wasn't flat. Do that. That should be fine. Might end up with a little bit of a cutting here, but I've seen worse. off now. If I can get it to kiss the road there, that's perfect. And now, yeah, we're heading into Castleford. And again, you can imagine if Castleford continues to grow, there could end up being another station sort of here-ish to connect it all up, which would be nice. Right. Build our other platform over here. I think I will start off by running this as just a single track branch. Yeah, single track branch, that is what I meant to say. With just one train operating. If we need to expand, then we have the ability to do so. Right, can you go around like this? Yes, you can. Is it going to look derpy? Yes, it is. So again, we might have to remove roads to get this to look good. Either that or we just have the road... I've got an idea. We kind of build the road first and hope for the best. If I do this and knock it down, possibly a bit lower. There we go, and then here, bring it out flat, and then here, bring it back to ground level, and then here, let's remove, whoops, excuse me, there we go, remove that, and then join up. And then yeah, so this line here is going to come out and it's going to cross over like this. That looks really stupid, but that is basically the best way I could think of to do this. Now, it's going to get tricky. Actually, let's make it tricky now. Bring it out like this. We'll have you flat. Kind of to here. And then here is where the flange squeal is going to kick in. So we're going to bring it around like that. Now we should be able to put one of these in and it's going to look less bad. Which it kind of does. Now we can just connect you up like that. So the tightest part of the curve is this bit here by the looks of things, which is fine. Now we can go from here over to there. And again, these lines, they won't ever... You know, a train from the branch here won't be able to use platform whatever this one is, but that's fine. Alrighty. What's going on here? Train 116. Let's unpause. Why can't you go? What is your problem? I mean, you can cross over. You're just stopped. So that's your problem, is you're just stopped. We'll fix that right now as well. That's a really easy fix. Boom. Fixed. There you go. Alrighty, no more issues. Good stuff. So, we can get some trains running on this line now. So I actually am tempted to have a train running directly from Walsall to Trowbridge. No faffing around. That sounds like a plan to me. So I'm going to do that. Eventually, the line here that runs up to Needham Market, that will continue through Walsall and out the other side. And that will become like the first, or one of the first big long lines. But right now it's fine to just do it like this. We're going to go Leighton, and we're going to go Seaton, and then we're going to go Trowbridge. And then back. Alright, so Walsall, I think we can have you on the platform you're on now, but we're also going to have 1 and 3 as backups. That seems to be okay. It's a bit weird with the junctions here, but it's not terrible. I also did some jiggling around over here as well now with the track allocation, so things are better. I built a new track, you can see it there, that trains use. It just gets them in and out of the station a bit more efficiently, rather than crossing right over to one side and then right the way back again. Seaton, you're just going to do this. Excuse me. That's nice and easy. And then Trowbridge, You're actually on the right platform, to be honest, but we're going to have the other 3 as well. Oops. There we go. So you are green, and you are Walsall to Trowbridge passenger rail. There we go. Now I don't think we have a connection between Seaton. Oh, we do. Maybe we do. Between Seaton and Castleford, I was going to say, but no, I don't think we do. I don't think we do. Also, this bus stop here, London Road, I feel like I want to move this one to like over here. Seaton's grown a little bit by the looks of things since we did our first bus line here. So number 2. Excuse me. Like I said, still got that tickle in my throat. It's going to come out with a vengeance at some point, and it's going to sound awful. But right now, I'm okay. So I'm going to persevere. While I'm here, I also want to change this quickly to actually have it as a bus stop. Bus station, sorry. And we're just going to redo this completely. Right. Start here. 2, 3, 4. Easy. And then here, you're going to have that as your backup, and you're good. So you are now Seaton bus station. And again, these are going to grow. They're going to change. The appearance might be a bit different. But it's a really good idea to have your bus station opposite your railway station, because then everything is all in one place. Okay. Next up then is this. Seaton, Castleford. Now over here, that's good. And you're going to have 2 as backup. And then over at Seaton, again, I think it's done it correctly. And we're going to have 2 as backup here as well. You are Seaton to Castleford passenger rail. There we go. Eventually, yeah, we might have a passing place here. And again, if one of these towns grows big enough, there might be a station where the passing place is. I can almost see this crossroads here as being a good point to do that. Maybe even having a bus from here that goes down to Trowbridge, but that seems a bit pointless. As long as these people all waiting here aren't trying to get to Walsall, we should be alright. 4 people trying to go to Walsall. Yeah, that's pretty low. Okay. Well, this gives us a good opportunity to use our depots again. So let's grab Howich Train Depot number 2, which should get renamed really, thinking about it, but never mind. First things first then, we're going to grab this loco here. Oh, got some new cattle wagons. That could be good to try out at some point. And I've got to be a bit more careful now because we have got it on... Well, it's on medium, but it doesn't look like it's on medium because we're still making loads of money. So, I don't know. Just does not look like we're suffering at all. Put a brake rear on, like so. I'm going to buy, I think, 7 of these. Which I was about to say, again, is quite expensive, but it really doesn't seem to be. So you are going to be Walsall to Trowbridge. Like so. And then the final one, which I probably should have done first, but never mind. You are going to be Seaton to Castleford. And there we go. We have this running. Last thing then is to move this bus over this way as well. Does Leighton have a bus station? Yes. So Leighton bus station is actually separate to the railway station, which is also fine. I don't have anything against that. But yeah, let's redo this. So instead of King Street, you now come down here to Highfield Road. And there we are. So everyone who was going to King Street can now go to Highfield Road. If I build this in as well, that means the railway station serves some of these towns, and those that aren't served will be reachable by bus. exactly why we do this. I think another bus stop up here in the future as well would be good, but that's not for me to worry about right now. Where are our new trains coming from then? They are crawling through. Here's the first one. I'm tempted to watch this all the way through, but it's quite slow. I want to see actually which line it uses here, whether it uses the dive under or whether it uses this line here and runs express. That'd be interesting. Also, those passenger trains are a lot slower than those passenger trains. It's also, yeah, it's interesting. The fact that the little crossover there as well. How many people have used 16 out of 96? I'm tempted to make these trains a bit smaller actually. It could be the frequency's not high enough. The frequency's every, was it 3 minutes? That's quite high actually. What about you? You're 5 minutes. So I've got another vehicle here. 4 minutes. 4 minutes is alright. You're actually using the flyover. This is interesting. This is a good screenshot. There we go. That might be the thumbnail. If you're watching this video, you'll already know what the thumbnail is, but it could well be that one. Yeah, do we have anyone here then waiting to use the train? Not yet, although Walsall to Stockport is a pretty popular line, which is the one this way that goes over the Banbury Bridge. I had a feeling that one would be popular. So yeah, we have this issue now where we've connected the same town up twice, so it'd be interesting to see how people choose to go there, because really, the long route this way via Petersfield, Ilchester and things like that, that's not designed for people from Walsall. That's designed for people from, you know, Ilchester and Petersfield. Having these trains connect is just a good way to get people moving. It's not necessarily designed to work, you know, where one person gets on a train in Stockport and then they take the system the whole way around and end up at Malton. It's really designed for, you know, Stockport to Walsall. At most, maybe Harwich, Needham Market, that kind of thing. But again, I'm just looking to see. We've got some people going to Spalding now, which is good. It is working. You know, it's not a case of it isn't working. It's just how it's working. Anyway, I'm talking gibberish now, so I think now's a good time to wrap up this episode, guys. So next time, I think there's one of two things we could do. This railway line here, after Stockport Waterside, there's going to be a long run along the water here before we get to the next town, which is probably going to be Rugby. There may be a junction along the way that heads up towards Barton, Cockermouth, things like that. Or we build a line from Needham Market that actually goes to Farringdon, Barton, things like that. Swaddling Coat, I think, is going to have to stick to the bus for now, because I believe, yeah, that one there is for the bus. This traffic here again is a bit of an issue, but there may be a way around it. The big problem is these trucks. So if we get these trucks out of the way, which I was under the assumption that this was a tram line, but it actually isn't. So maybe we just upgrade it to trams and that'll fix it. Possibly. Where are they coming from? Down here. Yeah, that's trammable. But yeah, from here, either that or we do reroute this line and it comes up through Swaddling Coat and then around maybe to Barton, then Cockermouth, then Rugby. That's not a bad idea, but I did say before I wanted a railway to run along the river. But that could end up being a high-speed railway rather than this one. So we'll see about that one. But whatever we do, I would like to end up with a freight line running alongside it. So we've already got the bare bones of that between Walsall and Petersfield, and even down here as far as Ilchester. It would be cool if we could start implementing some more of this. But I do think next time, now I've said it out loud, we are actually going to extend the railway north of Stockport Waterside here, or just cut that completely, and from Banbury Shore, which is still a necessary station, I would say, although again it's not as necessary as it was before, but maybe then, yeah, we move this shed over here and the railway here curves around and starts heading up the hill towards Swaddling Coat, and that sounds like a better idea to me. That does sound like a better idea. But we could, for now, at least build a new line that does that and have this existing line stay in place and have it just run as a branch line or something. It's not a bad idea either. But we'll sort that out next time. For now though, guys, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series so far. Drop those comments. Oh, we've got passengers waiting. Drop those comments down below with ideas for future episodes. That really helps me out. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. That also really helps me out. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Like I said, it really helps me out. And until next time, I will see you soon.